Hey, Pretty in Pink gender bender, how you doing? So today we're talking about 1987's Some Kind of Wonderful, and I only made that terrible joke because Some Kind of Wonderful was written by John Hughes, and it is extremely similar to Pretty in Pink, but also very different. It would have been kind of disgustingly similar if Molly Ringwald had played Amanda Jones like she was originally offered, but she didn't, so good for her. Instead we got Leah Thompson, who's beautiful and perfect. The girl is sex. Some Kind of Wonderful is about Keith and his ambitions in the last few months of high school to go out with Amanda Jones because she is his ideal. She is perfect. He loves her. She's wonderful. She is just rich. And Watts sees that. She thinks that she's not more than she is. You know, it's very much like Pretty in Pink. Ultimately, it is about being who you want to be. More than Pretty in Pink, which was about class differences. There were a lot of issues with that. Would you stop? Some Kind of Wonderful is basically about the pigeonholes that people are put in high school. Keith is just this weird, arty, fartsy, like, kid who doesn't want to go to college. Watts is this girl who's very independent and forward-thinking and plays the drums so everybody thinks she's a lesbian. I feel you, Watts. And then there's Amanda Jones, who is not rich, but she acts like it. She hangs out with that crowd, and by putting herself in that group, she has sort of perpetuated the myth that she is just a richie, when in reality she is much deeper and thoughtful and cares more about being her own person than just being another one of the rich kids, even though she's not rich in the first place, because she came from the same place Keith and Watts come from, and that is why it's not about class differences, it's about character. Watch this movie in the first place because it was John Hughes, obviously, and Eric Stoltz, who is so ashamed of the character of Keith that it is not even funny, it is really just sad. It really moved me as a senior in high school because Keith didn't go to college because he didn't want to go to college. It was a really great scene that moves me a lot. They included in John Hughes' memorial where Keith is standing there yelling at his dad because his dad goes, "Oh, you're only 18, what do you know?" And then Keith goes, "Then I'm 19, then I'm 20, when does my life belong to me?" And I totally just felt that, even though my mom never put any pressure on me to, like, be something I didn't want to be. She definitely wanted me to go to college and I didn't want to, and I just know how Keith feels and I get where he's coming from, and I really just love his character because he's just a good guy. He's a nice person and he just wants to date Amanda because not because he wants to, like, prove something to anybody. It's just because he wants to do it. Just because he's infatuated with her for no reason at all. Even more so, there's Mary Stuart Masterson as the beautiful, fantastic, just perfect Watts. And Watts is just her own person, and she's proud of who she is, and she's happy being her. Mary Stuart Masterson actually learned how to play the drums, which I think is admirable. I like the themes of this movie. That it is so musically inclined, even more so than most of John Hughes stuff, because Amanda Jones was taken from the Rolling Stones song, and Watts was after a drummer. The cast is great. They all did a really good job, even though you could kind of feel how much they didn't want to be there, you know? Like, the movie was a very tense set anyway. It was just... It took a lot to make, and Howard Deutsch and John Hughes didn't really see eye to eye on everything, and it was just kind of problematic, and you can kind of just feel the tension in the movie, which is sad, but, you know, people just didn't let John do what he wanted, and they really should have, because he was a god of suspense. The kiss scene is very hot. I would like to make out with Eric Stoltz. Just like the message. You should be who you want to be and do what you want to do and not care about anybody else, and it's great. His little sister is annoying as shit, but Candace Cameron plays his youngest sister, and she's awesome. So even in the movie she plays just like an outspoken 6-year-old girl. So 2 thumbs up. Way to go, Candy.
They had put A fart machine? Into my sleeping bag.